Hey there everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going to be talking about Rinoa for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. But before that, do check out the fact that I am now learning to use a green screen so that I can expand the various things that I can do. So I have the lovely Royal City of Insomnia behind me, the throne room. Thought I'd try a little something. So let me know about what you guys think of the overlay or what sort of things you'd like to see in terms of visuals from the channel in general. And I'm going to be using this sort of thing on my Twitch channel as well, so I'm going to stream lots of different things from the future. But back to Rinoa. We've got Rinoa on the banner this time around, as well as Squall and Irvine, who are going to be her banner mates this time around. And Rinoa is a character that's been hyped, including by me, for quite a long time, but there have been a couple of developments over the past few weeks that make us maybe think she's not the be-all and end-all that she was made out to be. That being said, she is going to be an extraordinarily powerful character on release, and I know a lot of people are excited for her. So if you guys want to find out more about Rinoa, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Now, I've already mentioned my Twitch channel, and do feel free to check out the link to that in the description box below, but don't forget to check out all of my other social links as well, including my Patreon and my Discord channel, my Twitter, Facebook, all of that good stuff. If you want to come and find me and message me about anything to do with Opera Omnia or Final Fantasy TCG, then come and let me know. We've got the community stream coming out very shortly as well, but unfortunately I'm going to be at work while that's happening. Typically, as they've announced that they're going to be showing off some Opus 9 spoilers as well, so they're getting in on the FFTCG stuff, and it's really nice to see the two things that I do kind of content for crossing over in some unexpected ways. So do let me know what you guys think of that, and I'll be sure to make that video about the community stream as soon as I can, straight after I get back from work, to bring you guys as much information as I possibly can. I reckon I'm going to be making this video on Rinoa now because I think that she's going to be released very shortly after the community stream, though if I'm wrong, then you're going to get a nice little heads up on what Rinoa is going to be doing in the near future. So as always, I'm going to start the kind of should you pull video with the banner mates of the character before moving on to the main attraction of the banner. And we're going to start with Irvine, who is, I'm very sorry to say FF8 fans, a bit of a throwaway character. There's not an awful lot going for Irvine. The best way to describe him is that he is to ranged attacks what Auron is to melee physical attacks, which is to say, not a huge amount. The EX kind of description that you see here, and as I'll say at the end of the video, do not forget to check out DissidiaDatabase.com or DissidiaDB.com because it is the best resource in my eyes for Opera Omnia fans to go and check out all the characters, all the events, all the upcoming stuff as well. But Irvine doesn't have his EX weapon for quite a long time as of yet. And apart from that, he doesn't really do an awful lot at all. He, with his, Crystal level 60 Awakening, gets a basic kind of Brave HP attack, and it's only a Brave HP attack if he hits over 80% of his maximum Bravery. He only raises his own stats, he doesn't raise the party's in any way. His Scatter Shot gives himself a physical attack up and your opponent a range resist down. And then if he has his weapons, he, basically it means that he can't miss. It means that he gets the success rate of range resist down goes from quite small to very high, if not 100%. I'm not entirely set on that. He's not a character that I've used an awful lot of. But quite frankly, you're going to be converting pretty much every Irvine weapon you pull into a Power Stone more than likely, because he's okay at doing some things, and I very, very rarely say that there is an outright bad character in Opera Omnia, but Irvine's pretty close to one. So going on to Squall. Now Squall actually gives me PTSD from having to pull for his EX weapon, which is not on this banner, I'd like to add, as I had to spend, this was before the G tokens became a thing, and I had to spend a very large amount of gems and tickets to get his EX. I didn't even use it all that often. But he's actually pretty solid just as he is without it. We've all seen Squall by now, or a very large number of us who play the game have. His main shtick is that he goes from initial bravery to max bravery, does an HP attack, and then does more if he's starting his attacks when he has less than his initial bravery. So he goes really well with characters that buff initial bravery like Selphie, that he can just do instant brave HP attacks, the AoE 8 brave HP attacks if he has his Crystal 60 Awakenings. And he's actually a really solid character for farming, various trash ways, whether it be for cycle quests or just trash mobs in general. He's very good at just clearing the way very quickly. So if you don't have Squall stuff already, like a lot of us do, then getting hold of his 15 and 35 is nice to have, certainly, because getting a cutting trigger means that it makes it so that Renzokuken is faster, it makes it so that it's stronger. it just does a lot of nice things. You're not going to get hold of Soul Blade because it's a World of Illusions weapon, which is a shame because it does actually do him quite well. And worst of all, his EX weapon is not on this banner, so it's not something you're going to be able to see. But if you get his stuff, I wouldn't necessarily say convert it to Power Stones unless you already have him, of course, because, you know, if you're starting out the game and he does well, he is a character that I recommended back when I made my beginner's guide video for farming trash waves and stuff, so he's definitely worth holding on to if you don't already have him. Now on to the main attraction of the banner, which is Rinoa. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, Rinoa is a character that has been hyped for a very long time, and it's by no means, at least by me, because Rinoa's damage is, quite frankly, stupid. It's extraordinary. That is what she does. She is a damage dealer. She's a magic damage dealer, very similar along the lines of people like Kuja and Golbez, but Rinoa just takes it to the next level. Her amount of damage that she can deal is way bigger than Kuja and a little bit bigger than Golbez even, who was like the big character at the time that he came out. But there are some things about Rinoa that make her a little bit more awkward to play with than, say, Golbez, despite the fact that her longevity blows him out of the water. The problem that Golbez has is that while he's extremely powerful, he runs out of ability uses a lot quicker than Rinoa does. So to explain, there's a lot of text when it comes to Rinoa's stuff, and to explain them, basically all you need to know is that Rinoa has two modes that she goes into: Angela Recover and Angel Wing. One of them is more kind of self-support based. She heals herself, she does less damage, and she allows herself to get a HP attack that kind of, you know, multiplies her bravery before she does it, and she has an HP regen at all times while she's in that mode. And you get that mode by activating Angelo Cannon. Angel Wing is the opposite. Angel Wing grants herself the Angel Wing buff for 3 turns and has no action delay, so she'll immediately get to move straight after it. And it gets rid of Angelo Recover, which is what gives her Brave and HP regen. And then the thing to worry about when it comes to Angel Wing is that all of her attacks become Angel Wing attacks that do a crazy amount of damage, but they hurt her. So think Dark Knight Cecil on steroids and with magic capabilities. So her max bravery and her attack goes way up, her defense goes way down. She is the definition of a glass cannon. So looking at her gear, so what she gets from her Valkyrie and Pinwheel, so we'll come to Rising Sun later with her EX weapon, but it basically just improves the various stats that she gets from being in either Angelo Recover mode or Angel Wing mode. So Angel Wing, when she uses her HP attack, goes in across all targets, so she does splash damage with just her HP attack, and this is the reason that her longevity is so much longer than Golbez's, is because once you've used Angel Wing or Angelo Cannon, it's her Brave and HP attack that become her skill attacks. So, for example, going over to the Angel Wing one, HP attack goes to HP attack plus Angel Wing, which is a 3-hit magic Brave HP attack that consumes her health, or her Bravery attack becomes a 5-hit magic Brave attack. You're generally going to be using her HP attack plus quite a lot, because especially if you have her 35 CP weapon, it's an AoE attack. It's basically a magical Renzakuken that doesn't take up a skill use. It, instead of taking her skill uses, takes her HP. And the idea is that when you've used that, you go back into using Angelo Cannon, so you get the Angelo Recover back again, and then she can start healing herself with her HP regen. For this reason, obviously, she pairs up nicest with other characters that can heal her. Lena, if you pulled for her recently, is an incredibly good character for Rinoa to pair up with. Rosa, on the other hand, is not. Rosa relies on your characters to be above 80% or below 50% HP at all times for Rosa's prayer to be active on her, or on that particular character, and Rinoa will sort of chuck herself below 80% HP pretty frequently unless you have someone else healing her at the same time. So I wouldn't recommend necessarily pairing her up with someone like Rinoa, but pairing her up with Lena, who has the initial bravery buff, the max, she gets all these lovely buffs, but she gets the HP regen recover that's really good anyway. So Rinoa can maintain her Angel Wing status for much longer before she has to switch out of it. Similarly, looking at her sort of crystal passives, you've got a nice sort of, like where I said, obviously Irvine, all of his buffs affect himself. Rinoa's don't. She can slightly raise party's max bravery and attack while she's buffed, which she will be pretty much at all times, whether it's through her own or through somebody else's. When she recovers HP, if it exceeds her max HP, the excess gets converted to bravery. And then the Angelo Cannon and Angel Wing extend. Angelo Cannon becomes a slightly stronger attack, but it also heals her as an attack. So as I said, it turns her, it takes away the glass cannon and allows her to retreat into a more defensive mode. And it's got Brave, so, 120% max Brave overflow, which is always nice. And then the HP attack plus and Brave attack plus is slightly stronger. The Angel Wing attack plus tremendously raises Brave potency, with her Bravery attack and her HP attack. But the big thing to note here is that the Bravery can go overflowing to 150% on her Angel Wing HP attack. This means that she's doing 150% overflow with a 50% splash damage AoE, and she's hitting like a truck at the whole time. And if she's getting buffed by somebody like Lena at the same time, she's going to be hitting so hard, it's unreal. Like, her damage is really strong, and we haven't even started on her EX weapon yet, but we shall have a look at that now. So we're going to be looking at Rising Sun, which gives her the attack Angel Wing Meteor, and what makes this as strong as it is more just adding even more longevity, and it's just a huge attack that she can do pretty frequently, because it says slow recast rate, but as we've learned with Golbez, once it starts going, the momentum really picks up and you get to use it multiple times. And part of the reason that Golbez's EX attack was so strong is because it attacked multiple times. Now, Angel Wing Meteor is a 3-hit AoE Magic Brave HP attack triggered thrice, so 3 times, with the Brave hit to disperse when there's multiple enemies, which really isn't that big a deal. If you're going to be hitting with it 3 times, so that's 9 Brave attacks, you're probably breaking everything there. If she's already in Angel Wing mode, then she's going to be getting a crazy amount of bravery just from this alone. Her HP attack is split evenly amongst all enemies, grants Angel Wing effect for 3 turns, and dispels Angelo Recover. So this is an alternate way for her to go from Angelo Recover back to Angel Wing again. So the Angelo Recover, it's important to note, has, how many uses does that one have? Starts with 5, and then it gets a 6th. And then I'll say, I believe that it's 6 is the most it can do. No, 8. It goes to 8 uses with the Angelo Cannon Extend. So bearing in mind that you've got 8 uses of Angelo Cannon, it's a lot easier for you to go from Angelo Recover back to Angel Wing again. So you're able to really keep that longevity for as long as possible. And it's important that Rising Sun allows you to go back into the offensive, because Angel Wing itself doesn't have all that many uses. But the fact that it doesn't have overflow really doesn't matter all that much, because as we've seen with Lightning, she had a single target Brave HP attack that attacked multiple times, and that was really good at the time. This is that, just better. And it's just going to hit really hard because you've got all these buffs from Angel Wing, and then as you can see as well by looking at the limit break abilities that you get from Rising Sun, the second one grants her medium max Brave up and medium attack up, which doesn't sound like much, but you've got to remember that a lot of the buffs that we're using at these days, so your Rosa's Prayers, your Windrake Arrow, your Brave Phoenix, or Princess of Tycoon, there's lots of framed buffs that are being used, even Agrius and Barret. Agrius would probably be quite a nice pair up with Rinoa in all fairness because of her Knight's Pride ability. But you've got so many framed buffs going on that you don't actually get that many non-framed buffs, so the fact that she can provide that for herself is actually really pleasant. So she's, it slightly raises Brave damage, which it really doesn't need, but it's always nice to have, and it raises recast speed at max level. So basically, what Rinoa does, in a nutshell, is hit things, and hit them really, really hard, and then if she gets in trouble with her HP, she can recover herself. But honestly, as I said, the only issue with Rinoa, and I do think that she's really powerful, is that you generally need a support unit that's going to go alongside her to keep her healthy. So even if it's someone like Aiko, who has her HP regen, Smite, things like that, that's going to keep Rinoa healthy so that she can maintain her Angel Wing HP attacks for as long as physically possible before having to go into Angelo Cannon and then use the EX go back in again, you want to keep her in Angel Wing for as long as possible so that you just get the most damage you physically can out of her. But if you can do that, so if you have Lena EX or you have characters that can keep her healthy, she's going to really reward you for quite some time to come. In terms of artifacts, it's actually very simple with Rinoa, because what you want is for her to hit harder. So you want attack 108, you want max brave 330, and the leader of the Forest Owls boost is a nice extra because it just does a little bit more for all of her attacks. So all of it, like her HP attack plus for Angel Wing is the one that really matters. So if you can get that hitting harder, then great. But honestly, attack 108 and max bravery are the ones you really want. So we're going to go back onto Ultima here just to have a quick look at the banner itself and when Rinoa might return and how long-lasting Rinoa is going to be. Now, the short answer is she's going to last a long time until the Cosmos era. Like, she's going to do you really well for a good few months, which is a good shelf life for a lot of characters. But looking at the list of banners, she doesn't come back until very recently into JP, in fact. Like, this is the bottom of the JP list of banners, and going up a little bit, you'll see that Rinoa is right there alongside Irvine's EX. And apparently, Rinoa's EX Plus, or her level 70 and EX Plus gear, isn't all that great comparatively to a lot of other characters. For example, Golbez apparently does a lot better at that point in time than Rinoa does. And if you have Emperor, you'll probably not use either of them, or Ultimisia for that matter, as they're both damaged gods. And Rinoa kind of falls behind a little bit at this point, and Irvine EX isn't something that's really worth pulling for at that time either, from what I'm told. But that being said, Rinoa is going to last a long time. She's going to last for a good 3 to 4 months, well into the Cosmos era. She's going to be your primary magic damage dealer for quite some time. If you already have Golbez, then the upgrade from Golbez to Rinoa is incremental. It's there, but you don't have to have Rinoa if you already have, say, Golbez and Kuja. But if you have characters like Lena, as I said earlier, then Rinoa is going to be a very worthwhile character for you to grab. Now, before I go and give you my straight up verdict on whether you should pull for Rinoa or not, I did want to turn attention to Inkwelder and the Tonberry Troop, as Inkwelder has made some of these fantastic little infographics that I absolutely love. I saw these on Reddit a while back, and so I contacted him and I asked, please let me use some of these in my videos. I think they're amazing. And as you can see here, all of the rundown information on Rinoa is right there for you on the screen if you want just a quick and brief summary on the things that Rinoa can do. And he does raise a good point slightly lower down in that Rinoa's EX is actually slightly slower to charge than other EXs that are similar to it, because she revolves around HP plus attacks, which generate slightly less gauge on the EX bar than a straight up skill would do. But definitely, big shout out to you guys in the Tonberry Troop. Thank you so much for letting me use these infographics, and I really hope that I can continue to do so in the future. So all in all, is Rinoa going to be worth pulling for? Is she worth your tickets and your gems? Am I going to be pulling for her personally? I would like her. She is very, very strong. If you don't have Golbez and you have Lena, then absolutely go in for Rinoa. She is certainly not going to disappoint anybody when it comes to damage, and you'll be seeing a lot of people pulling for her. I pre-warn you now, but as I said in my pulling videos in the past, don't be tempted by a character just because you've seen them do well in a co-op event. Is Rinoa good? Absolutely. She's fantastic damage. She's got longevity for days. Her EX weapon is fantastic. There's a lot going for Rinoa. And if you feel that you can store up resources way into the future for EX Plus, then now is going to be the time that you want Rinoa, because the next time she comes back, she isn't nearly as good as she is this time. So would I pull for Rinoa? Yeah, I would, personally. I think that she's, as I say, I think she's powerful. I think she keeps herself alive. She's got good longevity. She is, however, just another damage dealer. So if you've got loads of those, and you've just recently picked up the Cloud rework, you've recently picked up Golbez or Kuja, and you've got loads of damage dealers, then she is just another damage dealer, technically, but she's at the top of the food chain at this moment in time. You may want to consider saving up for Sephiroth. We may get a bunch of surprises that we're not aware of in the coming future. As I said, the community stream is going to be very, very soon, and we don't ever know if some brand new spangly thing is going to come out, so bear that in mind before pulling for Rinoa. And you've obviously got Sephiroth coming straight after her, so perhaps you might want to consider saving your gems for him if you really like him. But after that, in theory, we have a nice period of time where there's no absolutely crazy mandatory banners that we need to be pulling on, in order to keep up with the game. So yeah, I would pull for Rinoa, and I hope that this video has helped you guys and make a decision. I hope that it's helped you guys just illuminate what these characters do before you go in with your tickets and gems and get caught up in hype and all this, that and the other. And I hope that you guys have just enjoyed watching this video in general. So thank you very much for watching, for being here this long, and thank you very much for checking any videos that I do out. Don't forget to check out all of the links in the description box below as usual, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications. Thank you again for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye!